Alright gang, welcome back to our one-tile challenge here on Calmlands. It is July, and we're ready to harvest today. Exciting. The canola fields are ready to harvest, so we are going to get those harvested today. And that canola, at least some of it, if not all of it, will be put directly into our windmill that we put in the last episode. So that's exciting. Getting some canola oil going. It'll make us some good money. We've got a lot of wool to move over there. We didn't move it over recently because I was kind of thinking about maybe changing that area up. We didn't end up doing that, so we can go ahead and move that over there now. Now, somebody in the comments mentioned to me, and you were 100% correct, that the rice field missed a watering, and that's why there was a couple of areas that were withered and things like that. And you're correct. Now, I did water it between the last episode and now, so it did get that one, but there is a little bit of miss because of that. So that was a mistake on me. It happens. Things happen, and thank you for pointing that out. I haven't replied to the comment yet, but I did read it. But I'll probably reply to it today. Well, I don't know when this video will be coming out, but whenever this video comes out, I'll probably be replying to it before that. But at the time of the recording of this video, I'll be replying to it, is how I guess I should put it. How's everyone doing? Hopefully you're all doing well and things are good for you. Things are pretty good here, honestly. A little bit of a cloudy day. Sun should be popping out here soon at some point. We really need to invest in some kind of a power wash sprayer. Our equipment is extremely dirty. Definitely could utilize a little bit of a spray. We don't have the money for it right now, but it absolutely could use one. Now, the mill that we put down does not have a massive storage, which is realistic, right? So, I don't know how much canola would fit in there. Maybe both these fields will fit in there. I mean, these aren't, they're relatively big fields for this series, but they're not that big of fields in real life, right? So perhaps they will fit in there. I don't know. If they fit in there, I'm tempted to just put all of it in there. But part of me wants to maybe keep a little bit of it into the silo just to see how slow or fast that mill works. Still trying to kind of keep with the theme here of not, you know, doing something too outrageously unrealistic, where if the actual mill itself is you know, cruising through the canola and finishes the entire harvest we do today in a day, then that's probably not that realistic. Maybe it is, but it doesn't feel that realistic. I say day, what I mean is month. Day for us, but a month in game. So yeah, I don't know. We'll kind of play it by ear here, I think, and just see how fast it decides to go through it. I also don't know, and you would think of how long I've been playing this game that I would know this, but I don't know when canola oil is best to sell. I don't really remember. November. So it's about the same time when we would sell it anyway. So yeah. Yeah. So we'll see. We have another step in the house construction project as well. The house is coming along nicely. I do not think there's going to be too many more months of construction that has to be done. You'll see when we get a little bit closer to it when it comes into view. We got it basically put down. I don't know how the roof's going to be done. Right now it says it needs long beams or long planks or whatever it is. But to me, it looks like it's ready for roof, shingles, planks, whatever you want to call them. But it's not asking for that, so I don't know when that's going to happen. But I would assume it's soon, unless for whatever reason the roof is just a wood roof. But you would think it would at least have some kind of shingles of some sort on it. But anyway, we'll figure that out as we move along. Nonetheless, we need, I think, 4,000 liters of that. We have just enough, only just, but we have just enough. We are still losing money every month to a small, very small extent. I thought we would be doing a little bit better with the solar panel, but maybe we are. Maybe we are doing okay for the whole month, right? But whenever we stop doing the recording and go from that point to the next day, we are still losing money. If that makes sense. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. I guess I'll try to reword it. When we're doing the active video here, we're making money every month, right? Every time the clock ticks over, we get some kind of a fund. Whenever we're done doing the recording and we sleep to the next month, we're losing money from that point of sleeping to the next day. But overall, we may still be making money because we're obviously making some money while we're doing whatever it is we're doing on the episode, right? We're still accumulating funds every hour, but with utilizing funds and things like that, you know, we're losing it, I guess. I don't know how else to describe it. Maybe I'm not doing a good job. Maybe I am. I don't know. Anyways, long story short, we're still not quite where we need to be at as far as being able to actually make money every month based on the things we have placed down. But that's okay, right? I don't want to go overboard on that. I mentioned that. You know, I want to do a little bit, and I think we honestly have plenty. I'll probably put one more solar panel down, maybe two. One more for sure on the other side of the barn is going to happen, just to kind of make that cohesive, if you will. And then I might put down one more small, very small, probably base game one, over by the road salt production. Just kind of utilize that as a makeshift story of, you know, the actual road salt production has a bit of a solar panel there to help it power up, turning that into road salt. I don't know. We'll see on that one. That one probably isn't going to make us a ton of money before the end of the series, but again, that will help us with loan costs and things like that we're currently dealing with. Still want to continue to try to pay off that loan, but really right now my focus, as I've mentioned, is on the construction project. When we have a little bit of extra funds, like we did a couple episodes ago, we'll throw $5,000 down on the loan, which seems to be saving us around $30-ish every month. Almost full here. Now, we've got this canola field to harvest today, and that one over there. The grass field also can be harvested today. I don't know if it will be done or not. It likely won't. Although, having said that, if we don't do it today, it'll be another situation where we're going to be not harvesting the grass for a while. And that's due solely to the fact that we're going to have a lot going on here for the next 2 or 3 months, as we have been lately, where we've got a lot of different crops that are all going to be ready to harvest at the exact same time. Trying to break that up a little bit with our sunflowers and our corn, which is good. It's going to. And if nothing else, at a minimum, the drilling, it'll break up the drilling, right? The seeding, whatever. Alright, so we are full. So we're just going to back this up a little bit. I'll go jump into the Fiat. And we'll unload. I think I'm going to put a full trailer load into the mill, and then we'll see how fast it chews through it as we finish the harvesting of everything else. I believe I already have everything turned on in the mill. I do. I have everything turned on, so we can literally just take it straight over there and it'll start working. So it says 2,640 cycles per month, which I feel like is a lot, and that's kind of what I'm getting at, right? I don't want it to... If it chews through all 8,000 of this canola between now and the time we're done with the harvest, then that's a problem, right? That goes against what I'm trying not to do, which is utilize things that are too unrealistic, where I can just finish this series and end it, you know, in 12 to 15 days, which obviously, or 12, 15 episodes, which obviously we're way past that now. I've been doing a good job of keeping to that point, but even though we're this far along now, I still don't want to break that rule. I know some people have thought about or wanted me to potentially do that just to help speed things along a bit, but I don't really want to. I want to take my time on this series. That was the whole point and intent of it, was for it to be difficult. Certainly, whenever we do a Series 2 of this, and there will be a Series 2, and then future, there's some changes we absolutely would make, right? We've learned a lot. Learned a couple of things as we've moved along here. But, yeah, we're going to keep it as close as possible to what I said at the beginning, where I want this to be one of the most difficult series I've ever done. In terms of just the difficulty, hard. We're on hard economy, so we don't make a whole lot of money whenever we sell stuff. You know, and then the rocks and everything else on the ground, which I normally would never do. Grab rocks or anything like that. I would normally not have those. But we do. And then trying our best not to utilize any kind of production-based, unrealistic stuff, right? And if we do utilize it, similar to Grandma's knitwear, right? We're only allowed to put in a certain amount each time to try to help limit that, to try to keep it a little bit more realistic. So I've rambled on for 10 plus minutes here. Let's get this done. We'll get the whole harvest done. I'm going to unload, like I said, when I get this full again, I'll unload into the trailer. When the trailer's full, we will take it and drop it off directly at the mill, finish the harvest, and then we'll see how fast it actually is chewing through that canola. And as I mentioned, if it's a little bit too quick for my liking, the rest of that canola is going to go probably into the silo, and we'll limit what is put into the mill every month, like we do with the wool. Although today, a little bit of a spoiler, well, not really. I already said we need to move it over there. We've got 3 pallets of wool. I'm not going to take all 3 over there, but we will take 2 because we could have taken 1 in the last episode, and we didn't do that because I wasn't sure what we were going to be doing. So to make up for that, I will allow us to take 2 today. Okay, we're making good progress here, gang. Let's take a look and see how the mill's doing. My voice broke there for a minute. I apologize. Okay, it's not moving too fast. I think it's going to be okay. We're only 60 liters through of that. I think it's going to be okay. Everything else seems to 264 cycles per month seems pretty realistic. Canola probably just takes longer, right? That's why it's so high. I think it's going to be okay. We'll keep an eye on it, but I think it's going to be okay. We'll see how the rest of the episode goes here, and then depending on how it goes, we might put some more canola in there. But for the time being, we'll just put the canola into the silo because we've got a couple other things we're going to do today. First thing that I kind of forgot about until just a few seconds ago, I believe it is the day to sell the flour of salt. Excuse me. It's not. I'm sorry. It is not. For some reason, I thought it was July. I guess it's September. Although, if we're looking at the price, that's pretty good, and we really need the money today. I'm tempted to sell that. We're going to get a little bit of a bonus, too, at our sell point. Our own personal sell point, right? So I'm tempted to sell, well, at least one of them. Maybe not both, but at least one. I think we're going to. And the steering assist Or the GPS is just taking me on a journey, I guess, through the middle of the field here. It kind of did a similar situation on that one as well during the time lapse, but nonetheless, we'll follow the GPS for the time being. So yeah, I think we will sell one of those today. That will help us be able to fund a lot of things. One, it'll help us fund the next stage of the construction project on the house, which is a big point for us. It'll also help us put down the bees, which I talked about putting down multiple times, and the last episode I said we were going to do, we didn't do it because we really didn't have enough money to do it. Selling that flower of salt will get us to that point where we can, so we'll put those down today too. Yeah, we'll sell one at least. Well, we've got 2 pallets over here, so one has to be regular fine salt, which should be pretty good too. Yeah, it's pretty good, so we'll probably sell that too. And I swear, yeah, the flour of salt is going down to the little market for some reason. That doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. The line says a steady up until September, so that's a little weird. Wonder why it's going down. Anyway, so I guess we have the option there. And I think we're going to take that option and sell probably the 1 flour of salt and the 1 fine salt and make a little bit of money that'll be able to produce some stuff for us. So, yeah, we'll probably do that. Not a whole lot left to go here on this field. Well, actually, there is a lot left to go. Actually, we just kind of started this field, but we did a pretty long time lapse already of harvesting, so I wanted to break that up a minute. Probably speed that time lapse up probably 8 times more than likely. Maybe 10, but probably 8. 10 seems to be a little too fast sometimes, in my opinion. 8 is really fast, but it's a happy medium-ish. I think 4 is good for certain things. Other things is too slow. Harvesting, I think, is too slow. I always used to do 4 or 5 times speed, and it just never... It would always be really long time lapses, and I think that was just a little bit too long for people. So, trying to make the harvesting and the time lapses for working in the fields a little bit faster, just to kind of offset, so that way we don't have 4, 5, 6 minute time lapses, and we have more around the 1 to 2 minute, maybe 3 at most time lapses. I think that's really a better strategy, honestly. But if you're doing stuff like pallets and wood, things like that, it might be smarter to go the 4 times, because that can be a little nauseating if you go any faster than that. I think that's, at least me personally, I think that. This is good, man. I'm very excited. Now, next month we're going to have quite a few things ready to harvest as well. We're going to have this field, this field, this field, and the rice field are all going to be ready. And then the grass field, obviously, like I said, is ready today too. So there's a lot going to be happening here soon. And then I suspect those will be a quick follower there. Yeah, we'll have a month break. So maybe that's when we can mow the grass. Maybe we mow the grass in September. Yeah. Sunflower, yeah, so probably September. Now, I've been talking about the sell point, right, and how it conflicts with the coal production, which I still want to put the coal production down, or the factory, the mine, whatever. I want to put that down. Still planning on doing it. It has been moved slightly down the list because of multiple reasons. To make the change that I want to make in regard to the selling point, and I'm not even positive if these two are going to work either. We've got to kind of test this out. But to make that change nonetheless, I need 25 grand for the sell point, which is insane. That's a very expensive sell point, but it's more realistic than probably the one we currently have, right? We paid like 5 grand for it, or 10 grand, something like that. And where I want to put it is slightly different than where it is now. I'm not going to give anything away, but that's kind of the reason why that was really high up my list, and I was talking about it a lot, and then it kind of got pushed down. We're waiting on some other things to be ready before making those modifications. At current, I'm not exactly sure where I'm going to put the coal mine factory production as well. I'm a little... I'm not sure exactly where I'm going to put that yet. I've got some ideas. But I'm going to have to kind of wait and see how things get along here before we do that. So, just kind of a bit of a note, I guess, on the reason why that has not been implemented yet. Another thing that is still in a similar situation, because some things are in the way of where I want to put it, is the little tree farm, if you will, that we've been talking about, right? My buddy Northern Farm Sim has put that in, and I really liked it, really enjoyed it, and I said I would want to incorporate that myself. And even he has been giving me a hard time about not putting it in yet. But that's something we definitely need to do soon too, and it's going to cost us some money to do that as well. It's like 25 grand for that, or 22 grand, something like that for the planter. So a lot of these things that we want to do require a lot of money, and right now we don't have a whole lot of money. The only thing that's really making us a lot of money right now is the salt production, really. And then whenever the time comes to sell our products, right? Now, having the mill here hopefully should help, right? It should help a lot. We should make a lot more money in the long run. It's going to take us a little bit of time to get there, but it should make us a lot more money. So hopefully, now that we've kind of got this approach working, we'll be making a lot more money. We can get a lot closer to doing the things that I still want to accomplish in this series before we finish it. We pretty much have utilized all of the land up. The grass field, we might do something else with it. Like I said, we're going to keep some of the grass because we have to for the sheep. But really, ideally, my goal is really not to make silage off of that. My goal is really to be doing other things. But we've got to make sure that we've got something to do throughout the year. I don't want to skip a month because this is a challenge, right? If I have to skip a month, I have to skip a month, but I don't want to make a habit of doing that. We've only had to do that really one time, and we did something in the 1 month, but then we moved to the next one, right? So I don't want to move months. I feel it's slightly cheaty when you're doing a challenge. I've said that a number of times, but in case you stumbled across this, that's the main reason why I have that rule. If you're doing a challenge and you just jump from, 1 month to 2 months, 3 months down the road, whatever it may be, you're just forcing your way into winning the series. You're not really giving yourself a challenge, and this is supposed to be extremely difficult, right? So we're not really doing that. Anyway, almost done with the harvest here, so that's good. I don't know if it's going to all fit in the trailer. The trailer is pretty full. Might have to make a third trip, unfortunately, but yeah, pretty good harvest. We still have to figure out what we're going to do with the rocks. I talked about the cheaper rock item, but it just wasn't going to work for me. There's a square baler and a bale collector out here. That's pretty good. There's a plow, a cultivator, and another cultivator. None of those really are things we really need right now. I mean, maybe the cultivator. The cultivator is probably the only thing that we really could utilize. Yeah, the cultivator's the only thing that would be a potential, but it's 4 meter width. 4 meter width's fine. There's nothing wrong with a 4 meter width. It's what a lot of our implements are, but if I'm going to pay for a cultivator, I'd like it to be at least a 6.5, 6, maybe 7. Any lower than that or any smaller than that, I feel like it's not even worth it. I'll just utilize the plow we have. Having a full understanding that the plow is removing... Well, I say removing, pulling up big, massive rocks, right? I fully understand that, but just kind of seems like a bit of a waste of money right now with everything else that I want to try to accomplish and implement and put in, right? Now, the crawfish. I do not know if the price is still decent. I would suspect it's okay, so we might sell that too. Make ourselves a little bit more money. Probably need to take a look at the sheep and see if they need any grass. We did leave grass in the loading wagon there, the forage wagon there, for that specific purpose. They might need a little water too. It does look like they are out of grass, so yeah, they probably need some grass today. I'm going to realign this a bit. Okay, perfect. So I'm gonna put the canola in the silo for now, like I mentioned, and then we'll just kind of see. To me, it seemed like it was a realistic processing of the canola in the mill, but we'll just hold it into the silo to the end of the episode and just make sure that we can 100% confirm that statement. We have these nice big silos for a reason. Might as well utilize them. Okay, good. So, we've got 7,960 liters in there, which is not too bad. I'm going to pull this over here for the time being. We are going to be utilizing that again here very soon. Let's put away the planter here. I had to pull the planter out to get the harvester out. Need to probably think about putting down another barn soon, or shed or something soon as well, because we are running out of room in here. We are obviously stacking things in, which right now it's not that big of a deal, but soon enough it might be, right? It might be. I'm actually going to go ahead and pop on the fertilizer spreader here as the counterweight. As all of you have mentioned, is one of the better ones, and you were correct in that statement. We're going to do that. Before we pick up the salt, let's look at the crawfish here. If they are still decent, I'm going to sell them today too. I suspect they are. They're not bad. It's not great. Actually, it's worse than not great. It's 2,129 when they can make 3,770. I'm going to hold off, actually. I'm going to hold off. I think the flour of salt is going to be sufficient for us here. We'll sell it from the small one. Okay. Or don't do... See? Good job, buddy. Good job. Yep. Yeah, just do even better. There you go, buddy. Do even a better job. Fantastic. Oof. It's embarrassing. Alright, there we go. Pick this guy up. We'll go sell these. This should get us to a real good spot with money, and then we're going to probably blow all of it. There is a bit of silage, very small amount, but a bit of silage, I think, in our silage pool. Now, one thing we could do, I didn't do it last time because we were really trying to make silage, but I could put the grass in there now and then just have it as a storing, so that way it's not just sitting into the loading wagon or the forage wagon, right? We could do that. Man, nice. 30 grand out of that, almost 31. $35,000, that is awesome. Awesome. So, first things first, let's utilize the money we need, well, we needed right now to go ahead and get the next stage of the house moving. Like I said, I think it's 4,000 long planks, I think. And there you go. Now it came into, you see, to me, it looks like we just need the roof. Obviously, there's going to be some stuff inside that needs to happen, right? We got to make some walls, some prefab walls, and doors, and everything else still need to be done. But like the actual structure of the house itself, to me, seems like the next step would be to put on the shingles or whatever. But I guess maybe there's no shingles that are going to be happening. Planks long, 4,000. Yeah. Probably can only do one at a time. We'll try two. Yep, that's what I figured. Only enough room for one. So I'm going to get all four of these in here. 970 is actually not that bad. I thought it was going to be a lot more than that. We probably could have did it with what we had, but it's all right. We've got the money. We might as well. We needed to utilize it for some other things anyway. I'll get these in there. Okay, they are in there. The next step of the house is underway. It actually, I don't know if you saw there at the very end, it did let me spawn two of them. I think I was just kind of in the way for the first time, but Nonetheless, that's all done, so that's good. So we'll go ahead and put this back over here. And we're going to jump into the Fiat, and we're going to get the coarse salt and put it over here so we can make some road salt. And then we're going to put down some bees. And then I'm going to take a look at something else, and then, well, maybe I'll put it that way. Maybe I'm going to take a look at something else, and then we'll make the decision on if we're going to put the rest of the canola into the mill for between now and the next episode or not. Need to move some grass over for the sheep, too. Don't forget to do that, Z. You forget to do things a lot. Don't forget to do that one, buddy. Come on. Okay, there's our coarse salt. Alright, so that is done. Perfect. So that'll produce us a little bit of funds. Eggs are a slow-moving process with the current chicken pen we have. I would like to upgrade that at some point in the near future as well, to try to make us some more money off some eggs. Obviously, right now is not the time to do that, but I would like to do that nonetheless soon enough. Let's go ahead and dump the grass here in for the sheep. Might need to top them off with some water too. Matter of fact, let's do a quick autosave here. Make sure the game doesn't crash on me. I mentioned it, I think it should be in yesterday's episode, that the game crashed on me a little bit. They could use some water for sure. Right now they're just chewing the meadow grass, so yeah, we definitely need to get this grass over there to them. Meadow grass is sufficient for about a month, maybe a little bit more, slightly more than a month, but I suspect they're going to take all of this. There it goes. So we'll park that there. We'll go grab the water Bowser tank, whatever, and top them off as well with that. We already did the top off with the salt marsh in the last episode, so I'm not going to really worry about that today. They should be fine for a little while. Looks like they are full already. Oh, maybe not. Now they are. Nice. Alright, good. They're already over there eating the grass too. Eating the good stuff, not the meadow grass. Alright, so that is done. So we can park that there. Go ahead and just park the tractor back over here in its location. Let's look at the bees. Let's get the bees done. If I go to the right menu. Come on, Z, get together, buddy. Alright, bees. I'd like to put these back down. I like these a lot, but these are the ones we're utilizing in our Barker Family Farm series. So, because of that reason, I think I'm going to hold off. We will do these, though. I like these. It looks like these are ones where we could put right down the middle here, which is probably a better spot. We're thinking these are probably going to be the canola fields for them, you know, for the foreseeable future, right? So I think maybe putting them down the middle here might be the smartest play. Get a little bit of a bonus by doing that too. I probably should do it in the middle somewhere. I'm kind of tempted to put them all the way, like a bunch of them all the way down, but I don't want to waste all of our money right now for the time being, if that makes sense. I kind of want to keep some of this money. Let's just do 2 for the time being. Let's do 2. All right, so that leaves us with $25,000, which is awesome. That's a really good amount of money. Need to move the wool. I almost forgot about the wool. Almost forgot. But we remembered. Let's grab the 2 pallets of wool. I said we can take 2 today. We can't take 3, but we can take 2 based off of our issue. Well, or I say our issue. Our delay in the last 2 episodes of not taking him over there. Alright, we'll drop these off. Perhaps, maybe, if it lets me. There we go. Alright, and the last thing we're going to do today is we're going to pay off another $5,000 of the loan. I know that sounds crazy, it's just $5,000, but, you know, slowly but surely, we're making more money every month by doing this. Less interest and things of that nature, right? We went from 1650 to 1633. We'll see what we get to between now and the next episode. But for now, we're going to leave the episode at this point. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for my members. And, yeah, Discord's down below if you want to join Discord and share your updates, have a discussion, share anything else you want to share on there. Please do so. You'll also see anything else I post from my other channel as well. Shameless plug there. But, yeah. Thanks so much for your support. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate each and every single one of you. We hit 7,000 subscribers, by the way, which is insane. So thank each and every single one of you for those of you who have done so. Means a lot, man. Means a lot. Hopefully we get to 10,000 by the end of the year. That'd be fantastic. That's a good goal, I think, and one that I think is relatively reasonable, but we will see. Once again, thanks for watching. See you next time.